reading is from Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to 5. The account of creation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good. Then he separated the light from darkness. God called the light day and the darkness night. And evening passed and morning came, marking the first day.
Well, welcome friends to our Christingle service. I'd like to add my welcome to Jenny's, and we just had a wonderful reading from Genesis chapter 1 where we welcome in the light, reflecting that fantastic reading from Genesis 1 when we had those words and the Lord said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Now, this time of year, on Advent Sunday, we begin lighting our Advent ring. And there's 4 candles, red candles here in the ring, and that represents the 4 Sundays of Advent. So today, as it's Advent Sunday, Advent 1, we're going to light the first candle. And we're going to say this prayer that will come up on the screen any second now. So let's say the prayer in response to my bidding. Jesus Christ is the light of the world, and the darkness has never put it out. With Jesus, even dark places become light. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has never put it out.
Thank you, Chris. Now, there are 4 distinct stages in the building of a Christingle, and we are going to take each stage in turn. For each stage, there will be a reading, and then Chris will give an explanation of what it means, and will show you his Christingle, and then you'll come back to me. Now, if you're building one yourself, I will do a quick recap in case you missed what to do, and then I will set you a 1-minute timer. Now, this will be the time for you to complete making your own traditional Christingle, or making a lightning Christingle, or for you to create a poster version, and if you're really quick, all 3. So for those of you who are not familiar with the lightning craft segment in our Breakfast at 9 service, we set a timer, we give you a task, and then you are challenged in that time to make or collect something that fits the brief from stuff you just have at home. Now, it's quick, it's fun, and it's very creative. So to make a lightning Christingle, we want you to think outside the box. It doesn't have to look like the traditional orange with a candle and sweets stuck in it. But rather, it could be a collection of things that you think of as you hear Chris speak that represent each stage of the Christingle to you. Or you could make a poster, in which case, grab yourself a bit of paper and some pens, and much like the lightning craft, listen to what Chris says and then draw each element of the Christingle as you see it in your life. Now, don't forget that the joy of being online is that you can always pause the video for a little bit longer if you need to. So let's get going. Now, the first stage is the orange. So grab one now and then let's listen to Macy as she takes us through the first reading.
Psalms 24 verses 1 to 2, taken from the New Living Translation. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it. The world and all its people belong to him. For he laid the earth's foundation on the seas and built it on the ocean depths.
The earth is the Lord's and everything in it. Christians believe that God created the whole universe, of which our world and solar system, part of the Milky Way, is one special place. Out of darkness, God created light and life. And God created the world to be a perfect place to support life and placed us, human beings, to be caretakers of his wonderful creation. That is the symbol of the orange, God's beautiful world and his creation. And he made us in his own image and gave us free will to work with him to enable every part of his creation to grow and prosper. But due to our own selfishness and greed, we've sometimes just looked after number one and neglected the needs of others. By doing so, we've rejected God's ways and gone our own way, and that makes God very sad. So take something round, it could be an orange, and just hold it closely in your hands now. You know, this is the love and care God has for our planet Earth. The coronavirus has taught us that the world is actually a very connected place, that things that happen very far away can affect and infect us all. So let's just pause for a moment and say sorry for when we've been selfish or greedy or where we've neglected the needs of other people, and how we might work to become more generous with the many good things God has given us through his amazing creation.
Right, so I have my orange. Do you have yours? And remember, you could always use an apple or a potato if you don't have an orange handy. Now, we just heard Chris explain how the orange represents God's beautiful world and his creation. So what do you have at home that really says the world and creation to you? Think fast, because you've only got a minute. I think I might get a plant and a cuddly toy animal, because that says the world to me. Now, you might want to do something that's more like a globe, so you could blow up a balloon, or you could grab a football or scrunch up some paper. But you get the idea, God's beautiful world. Now, if you're doing a poster, just grab your paper, do a circle in the middle perhaps, and colour it in as the globe. But make sure that you leave some space to add extra parts of the Christingle later. Now, are you ready for the first minute timer? 3, 2, 1, go! Wow, a minute just flies by, doesn't it? But here's mine. So I did get the plant, I found a little elephant, and I also found 2 little people as well to represent the world. Now, if you chose to do a poster, then I also just did a quick example of that. So I did, like I said, just a little globe in the middle of the poster there. But obviously, you're perhaps only going to have time for one in this minute slot. So now we are going to take a break and sing a song. And I'm sure you all know it. He's got the whole world in his hands. So then we'll be moving straight on to the next stage of the Christingle, which is the ribbon. So if you could get your ribbon or bit of coloured paper ready, then sing out loud, and then let's stop and listen to Emily as she brings us the next reading.